Hi, let me pull this down just a little bit. There you go. Hi, we're back. We're back on the board. See our friend Garfield? Even Garfield has decided that the saxophone is a thing to do. Is there a cooler cat than Garfield? Probably not. So that's what he's chosen to play. Now, in exercise 14, and this is sort of the prelogue to 14, the prelogue video to 14, it introduces a new concept that we got to go to the board to talk about. It introduces dotted notes. Notes that have dots after them. For instance, let's talk about this concept first. Let's talk about tied notes. Tied notes. T-I-E-D-N-O-T-E-S. Now, can you see that? Hope so. Tied notes are two notes. They can be the same value or different values that for the composer's reasons get tied together. Let's see, we have a quarter note and a half note, for instance. Now, if the composer wants those notes tied together, if they are the same note, that's important. If they are the same note, then their values are added together. We're going to make the assumption that we're playing in 4/4 time, which means a quarter note gets one count, and a half note gets two. We're going to make the assumption that we're playing in 4/4 time, or 2/4 time, or 3/4 time, something 4 time, right? So these notes, which are the same note, are tied by a curved line together. So their values are added together. So we have a quarter note, that's 1, a half note, that's 2, so 1 plus 2 is 3. Pretty easy, right? Pretty simple. That's what we're talking about. Easy enough? We're talking about tied notes. And the first exercise in the book has a tied note exercise. I'll show you how it goes, how they do it. There's a progression. Here's the first rhythm. 1, 2, and 3, 4. We've seen that rhythm before, right? 1, 2, and 3, 4. We've seen that rhythm before. We've played that rhythm before. So here's what they do in the second section there. They tied the first two notes together. It's in 4/4 time. You can look at your book and see that it's in 4/4 time. So a quarter note gets one count, right? So now we've taken this note, which gets 1, right? And this note right here that gets what? A half count, right? Half count. And tied them together. 1 and 3, 4. Got it? 1 and 3, 4. So now this note here, this value here is actually 1.5 counts. Well, the copyists thought that was, albeit correct, would be really messy to write down. So they came up with something else. They came up with the concept of the dot. D-O-T-E-S. Dotted notes. So you'll see in the third section, you'll see this. You'll see a quarter note with a dot after it, commonly referred to as a dotted quarter note, a single eighth note, and the 2 quarter notes. 1 and 3, 4. It's counted exactly the same. And 3, 4. Counted exactly the same. Okay? Easy enough? Why is that? I have for 32 years come up with a way that I want you to explain to yourself what a dot does to a note. A dot adds half of the note's normal value to it. So if it's supposed to get 2 and it has a dot, half of 2 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, like in our first example. There's a half note. If it's supposed to get 2 and you put a dot there, half of 2 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3 counts. In our other example, in 14, we have a quarter note that gets 1 count, and you add a dot to it. Half of 1 is a half. So now this note gets 1.5 counts. That's what a dot does to a note. Easy enough? Sweet. All right. Go to the next video. We're gonna do lesson 14, dotted notes, and we'll go over this again. Thanks so much.